Today we're talking about two fantastic OTC penny stocks that I'm looking to jet upward at some point in the future. They're both doing some very innovative things to build business quickly, and I'm looking forward to a point on when it will be reflected in the stock chart. First of all, we're going to be talking about Cyberlux, ticker symbol CYBL, and second, we're going to be talking about ILUS. And CYBL, we're going to be looking at their stock chart as well as some strategic things that the CEO had to say, answering your questions about when they expect the price to improve and uplist to the NASDAQ. And then ILUS, we're talking about some strategic changes within the company. So let's go. But before we get going, this is Lynn and welcome back. Remember that OTC stocks are highly risky, so I only invest money in them that I can afford to lose. But high risk can also mean high reward. And remember to give this video a like in return for my efforts bringing this information to you. And while you're at it, subscribe for more videos like this one. So first of all, let's talk about Cyberlux. As you know already, they're a digital technology platform company. So driving toward a digital economy. Here you can see their Yahoo profile and their year-to-date stock chart, which shows a current price of 2 cents. 1 month stock chart, which shows a build in their price until a recent pullback to 2 cents. They had a high on April 20th of 2.5 cents. In looking at their details, they have a market cap of 2.9 million. They've had a 52-week price range of 0.0006 to 0.066 and an average volume traded per day of 43 million shares, which is a lot. I'm going to show you just a few slides from the recent company presentation. They have extensive DoD customers, which is really big for a company of this size. The U.S. Army, the Air Force, Marine Corps, Special Operations Command, Air Mobility Command. So a lot of opportunity to grow in an area of defense, which is very hot right now, as we all know, with the war going on. In looking at their business unit forecast, we can see the market size they're projecting for 2025 for their digital platform solutions of $813 billion, for Flight Eye UAS of $85 billion, infrastructure technology solutions of $86 billion, advanced lighting solutions of $3.7 billion. So those are huge market size. That's why Cyberlux has been seeing a real jump in their revenue and more opportunities as they dive more into this area and with these excellent acquisitions that they've been doing. So again, we're looking forward to a time when this company becomes profitable and our stock prices go up. Looking at their 2022 business roadmap, we see again how they plan to get to these market sizes that we just talked about, acquisitions, reviews. So now I'm going to take you into a few portions of a recent video that Cyberlux CEO did in answering your questions. First, we'll listen to Cyberlux CEO talk about the recent acquisition and what it means to you as a stockholder.
Congratulations on the acquisition of CMW. As you flesh out the money shot line for military and commercial use, will you continue to use INAV, or do you plan on having the DPS unit develop proprietary firmware? Any current plans on moving into the fixed wing market in the UAS? In UAS, does NERC have experience with fixed wing?
So we have a deep commitment to the UAS market space from top to bottom. We have obviously now have software resources in the company in our DPS unit, Digital Platform Solutions unit. We view this global guidance and situational awareness system that's required to really be successful in this space to be tantamount to our mission. And we have the resources to execute on that now. So we're expecting to proceed very rapidly to get solutions that will flesh out our Flight Eye GDN platform as we have already described it. Now it's a matter of putting the execution behind that. You'll recall the constellation chart that we had in our original IR deck. To a certain extent, to a large extent, along with partners, We are almost ready to rewrite that chart with where we play and where partners play. So I'd just like to set that as the vision of where we're going and what we see. And certainly the software component of that is very, very important.
I hope you enjoyed that information that was provided on the acquisition. Next, there was a question about when will these new assets increase the price for Cyberlux and raise it to a dime?
Suffice it to say that part of the process now is, of course, maximizing the utilization of the assets that we do have. We already have put a marker out there for $45 million in revenue this year. As I said in, I think, the prior video, we expect earnings to be somewhere between 20 and 25 million. I picked 23 at the time. If you do all that math and you look at our outstanding share count, we anticipate at that point, we should be right around a dime in share price. So I think that's a pretty stellar path to have been on, coming from 0001 in 2020. So we are again, looking at another, 5 to 10x at this level. And, that's a different set of shareholders perhaps, but for those people that are with us for the long run, we're just getting started.
We've all been concerned about 700 million phantom shares that have been dragging down the stock. Cyberlux plan to get rid of these phantom shares. So let's hear about what the CEO has to say about their moves in this regard.
Well, the good news is it's been a long, arduous, and unrelenting process, and the effort to get this done has required all sorts of people that have come together to make it happen, including the legal team on the original share issuer side, and the transfer agent side, and then our own team, which I really appreciate their help on this. But the paperwork on my side and on the prior issuance side is done. Now we're just with legal compliance with the transfer agent, and that should be days now. So I think at this point we're days away from having that being able to be reflected. I have asked that once it's done that it get posted immediately. So we'll do a special posting of that stuff so everyone can see that it's out. But again, that's the status.
Of course, we all want to know more details about Cyberlux Uplist plans for the NASDAQ, what their plan is, when they think it will happen. So let's listen again to Cyberlux CEO and what he has to say about these Uplist plans.
Yeah, we have, like I said, in prior communication, we have had a number of plans. 3 at the time. We've gone through several iterations on that. The thing that's most important is we're not going to do a slash and burn reverse split, and that's kind of the typical process. We will find the partner that sees our vision for how we want to do that and understands it. There's one particular way that I would like to settle on. Once that's done, we'll communicate to everybody what we're doing. Until then, we are continuing to get new partner potential relationships coming through. There was a phone call, in fact, yesterday, and there are meetings going on in New York right now. I'm not there, but there are meetings going on as we're sorting through all of the capabilities that the company now has, the needs the company now has. The shareholders that we value and really are doing this work for, and the partners that are available to us, which now are significantly better than when we were first starting this process in fourth quarter. It's amazing what a little bit of operational performance will do for the quality of the partners we get access to. So as we do more of that, as we perform more, as we have more of our units delivering, I think the quality of the partners we're going to get access to are going to be significantly improved, and the kind of people that we want to bring to the table with our shareholders.
Yeah. Next, let's hear more about Cyberlux plan with the grid and Bitcoin mining and how this could affect the stock growth and you as a shareholder.
So the grid is pretty much locked in with the government contracts, although it's been pretty much decided. We just have to get that part of it, approved, and then it'll be codified. We have two companies that we're dealing with that both have interest in supplying the equipment and will discount the electricity by a certain level, and then we'll share the proceeds of Bitcoin mining. So those are the basic concepts. We haven't made selections yet. Again, there'll be some site visits coming up in May that will allow us to I think, make some decisions. And it may be both, by the way. It may be one for one site, one for the other site. We'll see. I mean, this is active, so I don't want to put any pressure on any of the possibilities, but everything is moving the way we need it to, based on the slowness of the government approvals. So that's not a gating issue. The government approvals certainly are.
Our next stock we're talking about today is on ILUS and some of their strategic plan update. First, let's look at ILUS recent stock chart shown in their Yahoo profile. You can see their year-to-date stock chart has been pulling back. As I mentioned, these stocks are both getting hit really hard by short sellers. It had a high in January of 35 cents and March 21st a price of 14 cents, and now they're current little over 12 cents. So they've been also basing kind of like Cyberlux. A lot of people making money on the ups and downs in this stock, hopefully. Let's look at the recent article from April 21st where ILUS provides a progress update in line with the short and medium term milestones. So we all want to hear more about that because their acquisitions are making a big difference for this company. So first of all, they recently acquired 7 companies since January of last year. ILUS is in the process of agreeing and completing several more acquisitions for its emergency response technology subsidiary. Simultaneous to this, in addition to the building of the companies within its group, ILUS has been undergoing its audit, which fortunately is finally nearing completion. The company has been working hard on building its subsidiaries, particularly emergency response technologies, in preparation for planned participation on a major stock exchange. Therefore, the company is pleased to say that it has held further promising negotiations with an acquisition that is achieving upwards of $100 million in annual revenue. That should make a big difference. ILUS is now also nearing the agreement of its first defense acquisition, which manufactures disruptive technology and vehicles for the defense sector. ILUS recognizes that it is running slightly behind schedule for its first planned participation on a major stock exchange. Because they have so many large and complex deals on the table, it's hard for them to work on that harder. However, these larger deals have increased the valuation potential of its subsidiaries, and ILUS is confident that the outcome will be more positive for the company and its shareholders. I certainly hope so, because I am a shareholder to ILUS, and I plan to hold it for at least another 5 or 10 years. The ongoing conflict in Ukraine and the energy crisis, which many countries are facing, has presented ILUS with massive opportunities. Since they're operating in the infrastructure and technology sectors, that means they're evaluating a lot more opportunities that they had planned on at the start of the year. It's great news for ILUS. Ultimately, it means they have the opportunity to not only participate on a major stock exchange, but make a big difference there as well. I'd love to hear your thoughts about CYBL and ILUS in the comments below on what your plans are for these stocks, as well as any other stocks you'd like me to review. While you're at it, make sure and go here to subscribe to our newsletter. You'll find the link in the description below so that you can be notified before videos like this come out and about major stock market moves. Next, go here to review our latest OTC videos, including ones on HMC and Humble, and some biotech stocks which have big catalysts coming up next month.